Dive Mater has always been a personal favorite item of mine ever since I got it when it first released back in 2010. This Mater is just so unique. He's a Mater the Greater who doesn't have his helmet and instead has a snorkel. And as a kid, I was captivated by this diecast. I was so enamored by it. It was so unique, so different. Mater's mouth and eyes are both covered by this snorkel. He's got it around his mouth, he's holding his breath, and the whole tube connects to this eyepiece that's covering up Mater's eyes, but of course you could still see his eyes. They're separated by this clear plastic piece. I always just thought that was so cool, and as a kid, I was always so curious to see what this Mater would look like without the tube and without the eyepiece, but I knew I couldn't do that without breaking the item, so of course I didn't. There was just something so interesting about having this item who, has eyes like every other Cars diecast out there, but they're covered. You can't fully access them. They're behind this clear piece. Same with his mouth. This snorkel is such a unique and fun accessory, and it's always just stood out to me as such a super cool diecast idea. I love this guy so much, and I'm very happy to be reviewing him again. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another review and to another birthday request here on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at High Dive Mater, a 2010 item originally released in the Cars Toons Deluxe line, where he was number 6 in the series. This was a birthday request from the Piston 11. Thank you so much for the request, and I hope you're having a fantastic birthday. I'm really excited because I love this Mater, and I haven't reviewed it since 25 Days of Suggestions back in 2019. This guy has always stood out to me as an item in my collection. It's a car I've had since I was a kid. It's a car I've always really liked. And with items like this, with items that I've reviewed several times before, I reviewed this guy back when I started my channel in September of 2017, then I reviewed him again for 25 days, and if I remember correctly, I think I reviewed him on the 4th of July one year, I want to say. One year I did a July 4th special, and I reviewed a bunch of miscellaneous red, white, and blue cars with really no theme. And I want to say this Mater may have been one of them. I don't quite remember, guys. I'm desperately trying to find it on my channel right now. Yeah, here it is. I reviewed him for Independence Day 2019 alongside such other paragons of freedom as Mater But Exploded, Lug and Nutty, and John Lasseter car. Yikes! Yeah, so this is the 4th time I've reviewed this car, and with items like this, it's sometimes hard for me to find new things to say. So I'll look around online. Usually I'll check like the BDD Cars forum and see if there's any information on these items that I missed before. And something really funny that I found out about this Mater is that in his bubble, in the box, he's actually posed. He's actually posed so it looks like he's diving. Check this out. Okay. So if you look at all these items, they're all facing forward, as you would expect. We got El Matador, Choi, Daredevil McQueen. Some of them are angled slightly to better accommodate their shapes, like Padre here, and Tokyo Mater with oil stains. But then, if you look at High Dive Mater, he's actually angled downwards, as if he's falling. And Cannonball Mater is angled upwards, as if he's being shot out. I don't know if that was intentional. That sounds way too specific to not be intentional. If it's a coincidence, it's an absolutely insane coincidence, but if that is intentional, I absolutely love that, and that's just so fun. That's just something I've never seen done in the Cars diecast line before or after or ever again, and I just think that's pretty cool and really fun. Anyway, moving on to the diecast itself, we have this snorkel piece made out of a pretty sturdy plastic, kind of a soft plastic for the tube. As you can see, mine has kind of gotten bent a little bit over time. I can only assume it wasn't always this angled. Actually, now that I checked the BDD one, it seems to be pretty on point to how it's supposed to look. It is just, it's a little angled. That's how it goes. We have, of course, the tube there. I always thought it was funny. This just always reminded me of a bendy straw. Of course, you can't actually expand it in any way. It is hard plastic, or I guess kind of soft plastic, like I just said. Whatever. Mater, of course, has his mouth around the snorkel, breathing in, making sure he's getting that air in there. And, of course, his eyes are framed behind the snorkel itself. Like I said at the start of the video, I always wanted to see this Mater without the snorkel, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some super damaged ones on eBay that are missing it, which is just, it's crazy. It's so surreal to see. I don't know, guys. Whenever I review a Ramon, I talk about how I want to break the back window and see the radiator springs sign in the back. I guess that's just been an instinct, an urge I've had since I was a kid to see these die casts where parts of them are slightly obscured, right? I want to know what this Mater looks like behind the snorkel. I want to know what Ramon's sign looks like behind the window. I wanted to know what Spin Out McQueen looks like behind the tires. I've seen it. It's horrifying. Don't look. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I don't know why that's a little obsession of mine. Interestingly, I don't think I ever noticed this before. You can see that despite the fact that his eyes are fully covered, this Mater still has an eye plate, which is pretty interesting. I wonder how this item was assembled. I would assume this piece was just plugged over the rest. Of course, we have the strap for the snorkel here, which is, I want to say this is actually a metal part of the sculpt, but I believe it is this is a plastic piece that was also added and put on, and it actually feeds all the way through the mirror. The mirrors are kind of specially built to accommodate that strap. Always found it interesting that you could see the top of Mater the Greater here. You could just see that the star pattern continues. Usually he is wearing a helmet, or I guess the aviator cap, depending on the variant you're looking at. On the side, we have those iconic star hubcaps and the red stripes there, as well as his towing assembly with some gray and some red as well. His back siren, and I don't think I ever noticed this before, but one of Mater's side stripes actually becomes one of his hazard stripes, which is really cool. I don't think I ever realized that. That is awesome. On the back, we have, of course, your typical Mater hazard stripes and the license plate M8R GR8R. What a guy, that Mater the Greater. If only we knew his real identity. Oh, wow. There's a look at the other side, and of course, there is a look at the base. You know, at one point, I thought it'd be cool to end this video with me dropping this Mater into water, but, I don't want to damage it. So instead, I'm going to drop it into an open fire. Let's go! Okay, wouldn't it be insane if I actually ended the video like that? Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Once again, thank you to the Piston 11 for the request, and I hope you have a great birthday. Bye now.